Welcome to episode 4 of this Sports Gazette mini-series with me, Yasmin Ryder. Today we'll be exploring the topic of harassment whilst running. Please be advised that this episode contains detailed experiences of harassment. Some listeners may find this upsetting. Harassment towards women whilst out running is still very prevalent. According to a survey conducted by Runners World and Women's Health last year in the UK, 60% of women stated they'd been harassed whilst out running. Harassment can come in many forms. This study found the most common form was sexist comments and unwanted attention, with over 70% of women from the survey experiencing this. Coupled with these worrying statistics is the thorough checklist we complete before stepping out the door. How much time do I have before it gets dark? Am I safe to wear headphones? Who should I inform that I'm going running and what route I'm taking? For many women, their precious me time is left riddled with fear for their safety and dread for what they may encounter, from catcalling to threatening behaviour and even physical harassment. As a keen runner myself, I worry about where and what time to run, and I always take my phone as I anticipate something happening where I might need someone's help. Sadly, how I feel is far from uncommon. I spoke with 3 young women about their experiences whilst out running and what impact this has had on them. Firstly, here's Emma's story. A university student from Cardiff, an avid triathlete and county level runner.
I was running at around 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I just felt someone following me and they were on a bike. The pavement got wider, so I moved to one side for them to pass, but they didn't. They were just cycling like really close behind me. I felt really uncomfortable, hoping that they would pass. So when the pavement got wider, I moved, and he then started cycling next to me. He had his face covered, and then just grabbed my butt. He said something, but his voice was really muffled, so I didn't really get it. But I don't think it was very nice. After just cycling next to me, and I could only just see his eyes, because his face was covered. I was like, this is weird. After that, I just crossed over and just ran as fast as I could.
And how did this incident make you feel?
I think I just felt really embarrassed after it happened, and I was frustrated because I was I didn't say anything back, and I didn't really stand up for myself.
And do you feel like it had an impact on your running thereafter?
Yeah, it did definitely have an impact on me. I started running with other people. I don't know why someone would do that at 2 p.m, as it's normally a time I feel really safe running.
I also spoke with a student from Edinburgh University, Abby, and she raised an interesting point about the clothing she wears whilst running.
The most uncomfortable thing ever is it doesn't matter. I've had people jeering me, wolf whistling me, make comments, physically touch me when I've been in every sort of type of clothing, and when I've been in shorts, when I've been in long leggings, when I've been literally wearing a long sleeve top and a jumper. It literally doesn't make any difference, and it's happened so many times. There are so many things I now have to think about. I can't even go for running without thinking someone might try to do something to me. It's just really taking the joy away from something I love doing, and it's something I do for myself and no one else.
I also spoke to a young woman called Becca, and here is her experience of what happened before work one morning.
It was about 7 o'clock in the morning, 6:45, and I was running around some residential roads, and because the roads are really quiet at that time of day, I tend to notice things, and a white van drove past me. I saw it slow down next to me, and I sort of didn't want to look, so I just, noticed it and then kept running. And then I noticed about 2 minutes later that the same van came past again, but going the opposite direction. And I thought, bit strange. Anyway, just kept running. So then about 10 minutes later on the same run, I saw this van again. And I thought, okay, right, 3 times in the same run. A little bit strange, but wasn't overly concerned. This was about 15 minutes, 20 minutes into the run. And I saw them again. And I was right, okay, this is getting a bit strange now. Again, they slowed down, pointing at me out the window. So at that point, I made a mental note of the last 3 letters of the number plate, because I was a bit okay, right, I'm getting a bit scared now. Anyway, continued on my run. Luckily, I actually did have my phone on me, which was good. Kept running. Saw them again. So at this point, I actually rang my mum and I said, look, Mum, there's someone following me and I'm getting a bit concerned. And she was like, okay, we'll just, keep running home or I'll come and pick you up. And I said, oh no, it'll be fine. And then I saw them again, and this time they stopped, and I was like, oh gosh, like, I think this is where I might get kidnapped. So at that point, again, I rang my mum and said, Mum, please, can you come and pick me up? I'm going to run to where it's busier, but I'm actually a bit scared. Like, this is the number plate of the van. This is a description of the man driving. This is a description of the passenger. 6 times in the same run. I was pretty scared.
And what about now, kind of months after the incident?
I've never really had that before, so definitely stuck in my mind. For me, I'll now never go for a run early in the morning again, just because that situation has given me anxiety. There's not many cars around. It's residential areas, people are probably still asleep. Like, what if something had happened to me? I wouldn't be able to do anything. I'm not quite big enough or strong enough to fight my way out of a situation.
I was approached by so many more women, all willing to share their similar experiences and with the aim of raising awareness and calling out such unacceptable behaviour. It is clear to see that no matter the time of day, the clothing worn, or the level of ability, harassment towards women whilst out running still occurs. And often the solution for many women is to simply stop running altogether. And in the light of recent events surrounding the death of Sarah Everard, the wider issue of women's safety was brought to the forefront. More women began sharing their experiences and nudging the conversation forward. It became clear that it was not an issue that could be solved overnight. Real societal change is necessary. But for now, stay safe, continue sharing, and keep running. And to conclude episode 4 today, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to Emma, Abby and Becca for bravely sharing their experiences. Yasmin Ryder, Sports Gazette.